Nothing. I was just calling to see if I could take apart your car.
Yeah.
Alright, if you need to borrow a car, you can just borrow my Honda. Alright, I'm getting to work.
Okay.
Alright, bye-bye.
Bye.
Alright, so my wife's 2006 Hummer H3 needs a little bit of maintenance, and it's been making a few weird noises. Almost kind of sounds like an exhaust leak. And it's prominent when you first start it, when the engine's cold, and kind of when it heats up, it goes away. If it's leaking up at the manifold, that would be a pretty easy fix. So let's go take a look. If you're mechanically inclined, you might be able to pick that up on a camera. You kind of got to know what you're listening for. Let's go take a look. I crawled under the thing, and I didn't see any obvious soot signs of exhaust leaks down there on any of the connections. So, and it sounds like it's coming up here from this area behind this exhaust guard right here. It looks like this air box is probably gonna have to come off in order to pull this heat guard up out of here. And I got this plug here. Alright, now this whole thing should lift right out. Here. Should be loose now. Here's the O2 sensor. Okay. There's my connector for the O2 sensor. I guess this has to come off. And this is just a mounting bracket for the transmission dipstick. I guess this transmission take this whole thing out. It almost looks like this AC line's gonna have to come loose. And it gives me some movement. Alright, so I've been looking at this for a few minutes here, and first I want to point out what appears to be a crack in the exhaust manifold. not sure, but it's what it looks like. And what I am sure of is multiple bolt heads broken off on the exhaust manifold. So both of them that are on this exhaust pipe, there's one behind it and there's one right here. As you can see, the heads broke off. And also here's another bolt that's broke off, bolt head that's broke off. And I expect the rest of them to break upon taking this off. I'll work on pulling this O2 sensor first while everything's still bolted up. See how hard this thing is to get out. But I hope not. Oh yeah, no problem. Whoever put that in did a good job. Look at that. Already got this extension on that top bolt. That was it. All right, let's see what happens if we go to the top. Someone's got a hold of it down here. All right. Okay, so that definitely looks like a crack. I'm gonna drill holes on each side of the crack to keep the crack from spreading. Okay, so I kind of just made like a little V notch along that crack, and I don't know if that'll help or not, but hopefully I can make a good weld with the equipment that I have. All right, so this is the welding rod that I'm using here. I just got this one at Tractor Supply. There's different brands, but this is a Hobart brand, and it's 4 cast iron. This 3/32 of an inch fits well in this groove that I just made with the grinder. I've never welded cast iron, so it'd be nice if I had some laying around to practice on, but I don't, so I'm just gonna try my best on this. All I really have is this old AC welder that I got from one of my buddies years ago when I was in high school. So something handy that I do have here is this laser temp gun. It's best to preheat the cast iron if you can. You really don't want the cast iron going from room temperature, which is right now, that metal is 65 degrees Fahrenheit, to welding temperature very quickly. Alright, so we're about at 500 degrees, so I guess let's see what happens here. Okay, well, I just finished welding this up, and it's not pretty, but hopefully it works. It'll save me a little bit of money, and definitely was an educational experience trying to weld this cast. So I feel like I have not wasted my time here, even if it doesn't work. Okay, moving on to the next step here, which is going to be removing these broke off bolts. So there's 4, so 2 of the 4 look like they're going to be easy. So we got this one that's sticking out that looks like I can get something on too, relatively easy to twist it out. We got this one, looks like I can twist it out. And there's 2 of them that are recessed. This one back here is recessed and broke off, and then I'm not sure if I'm picking this up on the camera, but there should be one right here that's recessed and broke off. It's extremely difficult position to work in. I can't not see anything. Fixing to find out right here. I broke it off again. Well, I just forgot to turn the camera on, but pretty much did the same thing. I welded a nut on there and put an impact on it. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can polish this up a little bit. Certainly probably gonna have to put some high temperature silicone where it's marred up there, but I think it'll be fine. Clean up these threads a little bit. It takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bolts, and they're M8-1.25 by approximately 30 millimeters. And these are just regular bolts like you can get at your hardware store. But if you're doing this and you want it to last, you need to order these. So these are specifically designed for an exhaust header, and these are M8-1.25 30 millimeters, and ARP is a well-known company, and I'm very confident that these would hold up for a long time. So this part number here is 134-1103. And these particular ones are actually 12-point heads. You can get them in 6-point, I believe. So I'm going to temporarily install these because I need to get this vehicle up and running. I actually have to use it. So it won't really be much of a big deal to replace these with those ARP studs when they come in a few days. And another thing, I'm going to use this this high temp gasket maker and just put a very thin layer on the side of the block, or the side of that head, and a little bit on this manifold too. especially because I was doing all that welding there and I pitted out that aluminum just a little bit. This will fill in those pits just enough. You know, it's not perfect, but I'm pretty confident that that will work. Alright, just hit that with the wire brush on the grinder. Look at that, you can see this thing is pretty well pitted out. You know, if you were real concerned, you would definitely want to change this out, but I'm going to give it a shot. Alright, so I'm noticing a difference here. These are really similar, except look at the opening. They're the same outer size and same outer shape, but where they bolt up to the actual port, this is an oval shape and these are not. So this is wrong. This will not work. So I guess I'll try to clean this up and reuse it. Probably not a really good idea, but alright, it would be nice to have a new gasket for sure, but I guess we'll try this one. Almost forgot about this. That just slides in a hole in the transmission, and then this bracket has a nut that holds it in place. All right, it ran a little rough there for just a minute, but it definitely sounds a lot better. Sure, it'll run better too with all those cracks and stuff sealed up. Alright, cool. So this thing is fixed. I've been driving it around pretty much half the day today, and it's not making any weird noises, and you can definitely tell that the torque is better and it runs smoother. So that was worth the time and effort to do that. I pretty much only had like less than $100 in it. The welding rods, and a little bit of RTV silicone and some bolts. So that was well worth it, and I'm confident that this is fixed for a while. I actually found someone who wanted to trade for a Lexus SUV, so I'm gonna get the inside of this thing cleaned up and go trade it.